Thanks to a viewer on my forum, we're going to be trying the Auxbeam 194 LED bulbs. He said that he had a 2016 R1200RS like mine, and they threw no codes. If you can remember, last time I tried to fit, I think it was a last fit bulb as well as an Auxito bulb, 194 bulb. They both threw codes. And I think I might have tried also a Sylvania one as well. And eventually I gave up and I went back to just the plain old yellow incandescent. But when it showed up, it came in one of these white packets. We'll see how it goes. He says it worked. So we'll give it a try, no harm. It's only about 12 bucks if I remember correctly. So even if it doesn't work, you know, I can actually return this if it doesn't work. And if it works, then great. So we'll go put it on now. I don't think I'll walk through the installation of it because, I mean, we did that last time. So I'll go ahead and install that now and then check back in with you in a few minutes. Well, there it is. It's installed. The diameter of the bulb is just under the diameter of the holder. And I managed to barely get it in there. Let's see. We're going to turn it on now and see what happens. There's a code. See what this says. Bulb defective. I've got low fuel, but bulb defective. Front parking light 1 is defective. So I'm getting a code. As you can see, it is working. And it's bright as heck, but let's see if I toggle the little trigger for the high beam flasher. See what happens. Ooh, listen to that noise. As soon as I pull the trigger, that's what happens. Trigger again. No, I don't like the sound of that. Off. As soon as I switch it off, that stopped. So I'm going to pull this back out. I don't think this will work in my bike. Now I got a problem. When I was trying to pull it out, the socket came out. And if you can see there, you can see that the back part of the socket there is separated from the front. The front is still stuck in there. God, I hope that doesn't. So it's just the wires that's holding it in place. Huh. I hope that little piece doesn't fall into the headlamp housing. I'm gonna go fight with this now. Hopefully I can get it back out. Definitely can't return this now. Well, that was a fail. I tried pulling it gently, but it was stuck. And eventually the wire gave away. Now I've got that. That there is resting at the bottom of my headlight assembly. So now, as you can see from that, this installation has been a total failure. The diameter of the bulb is just under the size of the socket, which means it's just smaller, slightly smaller than the hole that it's got to go through. And when you're pulling it back out, unless you get it perfectly straight, and even then, when I was pushing it through, you know, there was a little bit of friction because I was probably pushing it at a slight angle. But anyway, when you're pulling it back out, unless you get it perfectly straight, it's going to snag. And if it snags, and then you try to jiggle it and try to gently get it back out perfectly straight, it's not so easy. And as you can see, it snagged and it gave way, and I've got a piece of that bulb in the bottom of my headlamp housing. I've got to get that out now. I don't know how I'm going to do it. I just put everything back. I put the regular bulb back, but what I should have done was tested it before I pushed it into the hole. I should have tested it to see if it gave a code. And then, you know, I had every intention of doing that. I screwed up. I was so busy in thinking about getting it into the hole that I just pushed it in and it went in. It went in fairly easily, you know, within 2 seconds it went in. Like I said, it snagged slightly, but it went in. And then I realized, shoot, I didn't test it before I pushed it in. What about, you know, what if it gave a code, which is what it did. So I had to pull it back out because I didn't want to ride around with code. And that's where we're at now. The front piece came off. So Auxbeam bulbs, it may work. It worked with the person who recommended it to me. It worked with his bike. The difference between his bike and my bike could be that I've got this easy can, hex easy can for my Denali lights. I don't know if he's got that on his bike, but that could be the difference between the two 2016 models. All I know is I've got the codes and he didn't. So now I've got to figure out how to get that out to the headlamp housing. Right now I'm going to drive around with it. When I do ride the bike, it's going to be there. But, oh, and another thing I wanted to mention, that the noise that you heard when I turned on, when I flicked the trigger, the high beam, you know, the flasher switch, I believe that that's coming from the LED bulbs from Auxito. These bulbs that I had installed earlier on, which are working perfectly, by the way. But I just don't hear that noise when I switch on the bike, you know. But like I said, it's not the 194 bulb that's causing that, but it's the main bulb, I believe. It's probably got a little fan in there, maybe, and is making that weird noise. But you don't hear that noise when you're riding the bike, of course. But like I said, yeah, this installation has been a fail, and now I've got that little piece of bulb to remove. So watch for part 2 of this.